Welcome to your new SideQuest podcast with the intention of helping you through the game of life with mindful reframing and awareness as we all move through this journey called the human experience. It's time to level up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your new SideQuest. You gotta stop simping. So, Zach, let's go over the definition of what simping is.
So, the definition of simping is a slang term used to describe someone, often a man, who shows excessive attention, affection, or admiration towards someone, usually a woman, in a way that appears overly submissive, desperate, or self-deprecating, especially when the other person doesn't reciprocate the same level of interest.
So, simping behaviors normally is in hopes that the girl that some dude wants will return like some type of romantic interest towards him, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna share some experiences of how we unfortunately simped for a girl. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, sure. So there was a girl from my past, and we didn't really date or anything, but she and I knew each other for a little bit, and she models in Hawaii. I'm not going to say who she is, but I went on a trip to Japan, and before I went, she found out I was going, and so she wanted to tag along, like super last minute. Like she booked her flights and asked me if I was going, and we landed pretty much the same week. And so when we met up, I thought she liked me because each time we would spend a lot of time together, pretty much like almost a whole day, and this would go on for like pretty much half of the week. And our dynamic was just, it was new. Like we were just getting to know each other, very friendly, very flirty, and obviously I was attracted to her. And she is attractive, right? Like this person too.
We actually are good friends.
Yeah. So after about a week, I just kind of like asked her out, or revealed my feelings, and I got rejected. She said she was still healing from her past breakup, which was understandable. And I tried to not be awkward on that same day, and we were still kind of hanging out. We were like in the middle of like a city or somewhere, and on that same day I actually like treated her on her birthday too, and I gave her a gift because it was her birthday.
I mean, that's kind of you, right, to do that.
Yeah.
But what was your intention?
I don't know, like I know I can be kind sometimes, and I was understanding of like where she is in her life, so I just didn't want to be that jerk that just like left her on her birthday or something.
Right.
But also, I guess like honestly, my intention was like I hope she would have liked me back.
Yeah, that's simping, right?
Yeah.
You're doing things in favor for her, in her benefit, in hopes that she will start liking you back, right?
Yeah. And then the worst thing that happened after that was like we didn't really talk the day afterwards, but then she like hit me up because she needed a place to stay. Her friends didn't have a hotel room for her, and she usually books things last minute. So she asked me like where I was staying at, and I guess I offered my hotel room, which was a ryokan. And like I waited that afternoon to check in with her, and she just like kind of didn't really reply back all day. I was waiting and waiting, and then like until like late in the afternoon, she finally messaged me, and she was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm running late." And I got super pissed because I was like, I just like wasted all that time waiting for you without any word. And I remember being mad, but I still forgave her because like I just thought about just giving her a chance.
And she was kind of in a bind too, but what sucks is that I feel like she kind of took advantage of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
the fact that she probably knew like you were kind of simping for her.
Yeah.
So she kind of took advantage of the fact that you had a resource that she needed. and then but also it was kind of rude to kind of keep you waiting in that way, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I was like, I was upset. I communicated that I didn't like that, and
Mm-hmm.
like, she did apologize and paid for her half of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, like even that night too, we slept on different beds. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was a complete like friend zone kind of situation.
So knowing what you know now, or having that awareness that you do now, what would you have done differently in that situation?
I would not have hung out with her so often or so much or given her so much of my time because like I spent pretty much well, I was in Japan for 2 weeks. I spent my first week with her, and I knew I had to separate because I was giving up a lot of my time and my time wasn't respected,
Mm.
and that was the main thing that was like causing me to lose myself
Hmm.
in favor of trying to get her to like me.
You self-abandoned.
Yeah, I abandoned myself and I almost resented that trip because I was like, I spent so much time with her. I could have just like had fun with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and made it more fulfilling. But I guess I didn't want to be lonely. I simped for her.
Well, that's normally the reason why people do that, right? Is to not feel lonely because they want to feel validated by someone, right?
Yeah.
Especially from someone that they feel like an attachment to emotionally.
Hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah. What was your experience like?
I have so many experiences doing this quote unquote simping behaviors, and I honestly, let me think about a situation where it happened. I normally kind of like push it in the back end of my
Hmm.
brain because like they're
Yeah,
kind of
it's
embarrassing.
yeah, it's so regressed or buried deep within.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of memories can be painful when you look back and you're like, man, I gave up so much of myself for
Hmm.
this person.
And most of the time we spend a lot of our money, just
Money, time, effort, energy.
like a big combination of all those, and just for a little taste of like maybe, she might like me. Let me think about a situation though. Okay, this situation happened when this random like Japanese girl reached out to me on an app called Hello Talk, and apparently she was visiting from Japan, and she was actually doing something illegal. Like, she's not supposed to be doing that here, but
What was she doing?
she was donating her eggs because that's not legal in Japan for some reason.
Huh.
But what's illegal about it was that she was getting paid to do that here. And anyways, like she wasn't traveling with anyone to like experience what she was experiencing in Hawaii, like going out or going to the beach, whatever. So she was online on these apps, Hello Talk and Tinder. I matched two times. We both matched twice. Yeah, I met her. I brought her to a barbecue with my friends. I picked her up. I treated her to ice cream. I held her hand though, and I asked her if that's okay, and she was like, "Yeah, that's okay." But like by then, she kind of knew that she got me, like
Yeah.
so like I treated her to like food. Like I brought her to a hotel and like we hung out. Like bought her drinks and like she was cute, she's really cute, and like I was trying to buy her affection, like trying to be cool. And at the end of everything, right, like I remember after we hung out multiple days, I dropped her off at her hotel, and then it was time to say goodbye. But like I asked her, "Oh, can I kiss you?" And she was like, "Yada," and that means like, "No way," in
Oh
Japanese.
shit.
And I was like, "Fuck! I did all this for you," and then that was my fault. I totally put myself in that situation where
Damn.
like I thought doing all this stuff was gonna win her affection, but overall it didn't.
Wow. You must have felt like I don't know, really, really disappointed.
Yeah, I did, but like, the self-awareness came and I was like, I put myself in that situation. But what's good about it though, that is that like we actually became pretty good friends. Um, every time I go to Japan and if I like message her, she's always willing to meet me up. A couple of years ago, I actually stayed at her house in Nagoya, and she like literally like drove me all around the countryside of Nagoya and Gifu prefecture. We were just cool. She cooked for me. It was nice. I think like honestly those acts of kindness was kind of like her way of returning the favor of what I did for her in Hawaii. But what sucks is that like that that time I hung out with her, I saw a fat ass ring on her finger. It was like a
Oh,
big ass diamond ring, and I was like, "Is there something you want to tell me?" And then she was
dang.
like, "Oh yeah, I got married." I was like, "Fuck!" I was
Wow.
like, "Here I am thinking I have a second chance," and then she got fucking married, and I was
That's a
like,
huge plot twist.
I know. I was like, but overall, like we're still good friends, you know. Like we still like reach out to each other every now and then, seeing how we're doing, and yeah, that's like a
Wow.
big simp story. But you know, in the end, it is what it is. It was meant to be. We weren't meant to be with each other. I think we were just meant to be overall just friends.
Hmm. That's good how you were able to stay grounded even after just having the door shut right in front of you.
And actually like sealed up with the fucking diamond ring.
Yeah, with this diamond ring. Yeah, she's just like flaunting to you, "Hey, look, I'm
Yeah,
married."
I'm married now. I was like, fuck. But
Dang.
yeah, so let's talk about a recent situation where we both were aware about someone in our social circle that he was like totally simping for
Yeah.
some girl.
Yeah, and we caught on to their behaviors because normally we don't see those behaviors in ourselves, but now looking at it from an outside perspective, it's so clear that this person is displaying simping tendencies. So, I have a close friend who likes one of the girls in our social groups, and yeah, like he takes a while to ask out that person, and he has done that before in the past where like he works it up to be friends, get to know them, and then eventually ask them out
Hmm.
in a formal way with that's more direct. And so
That's pretty like old fashioned, yeah.
yeah, super old fashioned. It's not wrong or anything, but I like nowadays it's just better to be direct and intentional.
Yeah, because we both experienced like beating around the bush and trying to take time to win their affection, right? So
Yeah,
we're just both aware of that.
right, because interest is obvious in the beginning.
Hmm.
And if someone isn't interested, then it's like it's ambiguous. They don't really show the signs. They don't put an effort or care. So like one time he just like asked her out like on a hike, not like formally as a date, but just to see if she would go
Hmm.
to like a sunset hike. And so she was like, "Oh, is the group coming too?" She
Hmm.
wanted like me and then one other girl to come,
Hmm.
but obviously we weren't available, and my friend knew this beforehand that I wasn't available. So what he did was he still scheduled it anyway with this person,
Hmm.
and then the other girl didn't show up, so that was like his intention of hanging out with the person he liked
Kind of
solo.
scheming it,
Yeah,
yeah.
scheming it.
Hmm.
So in the end it didn't work out. She flaked, and then like weeks later, ironically, like our group dynamic worked so well that he wanted me to show up, and he was needing me to like be there
Hmm.
to like get him closer to his goal of being closer to this girl.
Because that's like the only way that should show up, right? Is if everyone else is there, right? That's kind of like
Yeah, it's
his.
kind of a form of manipulation, like
Hmm.
trying to get people together when he kind of knew like I wasn't very like comfortable like giving so much of my time.
Right, and he had that ulterior motive
Yeah.
to, all this in hopes for that, you know, he'll have alone time with this one girl.
Yeah, obviously he was on a mission
Hmm.
to like get her and to force everyone to hang out.
Hmm.
But like his personality is like when he is so focused on one girl, he becomes inconsiderate with other people's feelings. So that was kind of a tension between me and this friend, is that like, oh, my feelings weren't considered. And
And
so,
only his feelings is the only thing that mattered, right?
yeah,
And
his goal, he was just so blindsided. So that's kind of another thing with simping too, is like forgetting your relationships with others.
just for the hopes of having this validation from this one girl that you like, right?
Right.
What's kind of bothering me is that like he's beating around the bush and not being direct, and he's wasting all this fucking time and
Yeah.
energy where it's obvious that like I don't think this girl's interested and he should just like stop being a little bitch and ask her
Right.
out like straight up and like get what he needs, which is basically the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. The sooner the better, right? Cuz
Yeah, it's just wasting fucking
yeah,
time.
it's just wasting time.
Yeah. Well, I can think about like another. I guess I won't consider him a friend because he was just a random friend of someone else in our social group.
Yeah.
But there's this other dude that we used to play pickleball with. I had this like weird feeling about him, and eventually it proved to be right. My intuition proved to be right. He was actually just hanging out with us so that he can hang out with like the girls in our group.
Yeah. How did he show up initially?
Through another friend. Like, yeah, he was catching a ride with one of our friends, right? And she used to bring him to pickleball all the time.
Mm.
And I noticed though, like the way he talks to us dudes versus like the way he talks to the girls is so different. It's such a different vibe. And he's, trying to be sweet, trying to like butter them up. But then, like, when we try to connect with him, he's all like, kind of dodgy and like
Distant.
distant and like I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
But then, obviously he was looking for validation from these girls and
How did you realize that?
one of the girls who is close to the girls that he liked told me that yeah, he was overall looking for validation. He wanted to date these girls. Got rejected by every single one of them
Yeah, gave
though.
them each special treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not just you that had that intuition. It was
Mm-hmm.
like other people too.
Mm-hmm. And he was like the straight definition of what simping is, but in sacrifice of like other connections, other relationships that he had around him. Simping sucks, honestly. It's just a shitty ass way of being.
Yeah. Do you think people are aware when they are simping, or is it like a conscious choice or something?
I don't think they're aware, honestly, because like when you are in that state of mind, you only have like tunnel vision. You just want this certain validation from this girl that you like,
Yeah.
and everything else melts away, which kind of sucks. I think it kind of destroys one yourself in
Hmm.
the process,
Yep.
and two your other relationships with others because you're just like not even considering anyone else.
Yeah. And doesn't it also like pull you away from your goals,
Hmm.
like what you want to achieve in
Yeah.
life, like like having a good solo trip by yourself, for example?
Yeah, or just like enjoying your life on your own, or like building your own goals, like reaching your own goals. You're building your own life, and you're throwing that all away in hopes of getting affection from a girl or any person. You can like even a guy if you could roll that way if you
Yeah.
want, or you know another girl if you're a girl. But we don't discriminate. But still, simping is definitely a very universal like state of behavior.
Yeah.
You're trying to achieve a goal in sacrifice of yourself.
Yeah. So what would you say is our mindful reframing today?
The mindful reframe here is if you have to sacrifice your goals, relationships, or yourself for someone else, you're probably simping. It's not a good
Simple as
feeling.
that.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. So yeah, we'll just end it right here.
Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast episode, then give us 5 stars on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you all for listening, and this is your new SideQuest podcast.
Side quest complete.